Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will be skipping the Emet Prize ceremony this year in protest against one of the attending laureates. The Emet Awards are a special occasion in Israel, bringing attention to the nation's best and brightest in art, science, and culture. The award ceremony, however, is typically hosted under the auspices of the Prime Minister's office, and so it's a pretty big deal that Netanyahu won't be there. Joining me now to dig deeper is Naphtali Bensimon, a former journalist at the Israel Broadcasting Company and a candidate in the upcoming Likud primaries. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
So first of all, who is Oded Kotler? Tell me who this is and why he's so controversial.
Personally, he's a great actor. He's one of the main people who really are the heart of the Israeli theater. As a mentor, as an actor, as someone who really contribute, and as a child, I admired him. But he received a Emet reward, but 2 years ago, or last year, he just said that all the voters of the Likud Party are kind of cows.
He called all the Likud voters cows.
That follow cattle or something like that, that follow Netanyahu.
Yeah.
That was very insulting. And today Netanyahu decided to skip and to say, okay, he married the prize, the reward, but I will not participate this show because I was personally insulted. And he should be insulted, the Prime Minister, because he's representing 1 million voters of the Israeli public, and they were also insulted. So, you know, freedom of speech, freedom of everything is okay in Israel, and we have it,
right,
but not freedom to insult such a large group.
The thing is, you know, as the Prime Minister, he represents more than just his voters. He represents the Israeli government. So isn't it kind of his job to kind of look past that, be the bigger man, and show up at the award ceremony where he's expected?
We can say that in one hand, but in the other hand, it's a statement. It's a statement to a very close club, maybe a social club or unsocial club, the theater in Israel and the movies industry and everything, that you have some limits, red lines, and we have some red lines that we're not touching people in a way that can insult them. I can tell you that I know Netanyahu for a very long time. I never saw him insulting once in his life someone or a group or someone personally. So I think this is something that to put a border on things that are not, it's not the freedom of speech that we are stopping. It's just saying that, well, guys, enough is enough. We have people who are very affected from what you said.
All right, now in a related topic, we have Miri Regev, our culture minister, who has pulled funding from various cultural institutions such as the Al-Midan Theater in Haifa. Now, are these types of decisions that she's been making, are they kind of based on political reasoning, or is that, you know, is there more to that? Is this censorship?
Why? Well, censorship, it's a big word, and we are far from it. And to be honest, it's the one of the most free country, free of speech, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of almost everything. But in the same time, having said that, Miri Regev, the Minister of Culture, decided not to be an ATM machine for funding theater plays, but also to ask questions and to say if it's appropriate, yes or no. And she never ban or she never say, okay, that will not be the play, but she said that will not be funding by national budget. This is a big difference.
That being said, you know, what role does the government have in censoring artistic expression and you know, freedom of expression and speech? You know, we had, for example, recently there were a number of shows that she refused to fund again, with public dollars, fair,
Yeah.
but refused to fund them because they had nudity in them. Now, the shows were expressly stating in the guide that they had nudity, that they were only for an adult audience. Why is it still her job to police, as an adult, my decision to go and see a show like that?
She, let's be correct. She said that in very specific shows, she preferred not to be funding them by national budget. But Israel government is giving a lot of money to Israel Festival and in whole. And so it's not, we are generalizing and we are, we say some things that maybe in the world are censorship or maybe
Sure.
the end of Israeli democracy. We are far from that.
Far from that.
Let's be relaxed, everyone.
Right.
And we are a strong democracy. We have differences. We have some arguments. We have some points of view. But this is not the end of democracy.
Yeah, we're free to make those points. All right. Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you very much.
Naphtali Bensimon, thank you.